Ma'am, I think it is the mode of intake of food to our body and its utilization, like we and getting energy.
So basically, it's the process which most of you have missed is process. It's the process by which we take in nutrients. Food, yes, generically speaking, it's food, but it's a process. So the first point that all of you have to stress upon is process, by which we take in nutrients. And when we say nutrients, food, please also take into consideration other animals, because when we are talking nutrition in animals, it would also include microscopic animals, right? It will also include a cow or a donkey and a human being, and everything. So it's the process by which nutrients are taken inside our body and utilized for various metabolic activities, right? So if you want, all of you can write it down. So nutrition is basically the process by which nutrients are taken into the body for various metabolic activities. So what are these metabolic activities? For example, animals will use it. So for all these metabolic activities, you need energy. So this is what all of you were saying, right? So why do you need this energy? You need this energy for digestion. You need this energy for, locomotion, right? You need this for, maybe for different activities, various activities, right? Thinking, using of coordination of body parts, various activities you would require. So these are all metabolic activities, right? So to keep these metabolic activities on, you have to have nutrients, correct? Okay. Now coming to the next portion, Holozoic nutrition. What is Holozoic nutrition, Bhavya? Basically, by Holozoic nutrition, we mean that animals which has their food, as in either they swallow and then they ingest their food. Ingestion is the process of, by which they take in their food inside the digestive tract. So that mode of nutrition is known as a Holozoic mode of nutrition. They have the food, right? And they chew it, they swallow it using their gastrointestinal tract. Right, so most of the animals, the higher category of the animals they all have Holozoic form of nutrition. It could be cow, goat, horse, deer, whatever. Okay. Now coming to carnivores. Carnivores are also Holozoic. They also have Holozoic form of nutrition because they are also meat eaters. Right, like snakes, lion, tiger, eagle, frog, they're all meat eaters. So they are swallowing or chewing, biting, right? And then sending it for digestion and then assimilation and then egestion. So this entire process is called Holozoic. Omnivores also have a Holozoic form of nutrition. And what are omnivores, Bhavya?
Dog.
And
And
Can I?
Yes.
Okay, omnivores are the animals which eat both veg and non-veg.
You will not say veg and non-veg in science. You will say both plants as well as animals.
Plants and animals. Okay, ma'am, sorry. Few examples are there. Bear and crow.
Bear and crow. Okay, fine, good. So Bhavya also said bear and dog. Good, okay. Human beings are also omnivores, isn't it? Many human beings also have plants as well as they have meat. They have fish, right? So human beings also fall into that category. Okay, now coming to parasites. What are parasites? Parasites, if all of you remember, these are organisms which live inside or outside another living organism. So it has to be either inside or outside. It could be inside or outside another living organism, that's known as parasite. Para means living or depending on somebody else. For what? For both food as well as for shelter. Right? Both for food as well as for shelter, The parasites live on a living being, right? The moment it lives outside the body, it's known as ectoparasite. Like you will find lice, bed bugs, tick, leeches. And when it lives inside the living organism or living host, then it's known as an endoparasite. For example, tapeworm, right? Hookworm, this is hookworm. Hookworm, malarial parasite, these are all endoparasites. Okay, so basically, if this is a parasite, and this is surviving on another living organism, so this is known as the host, right? So the parasite will take food as well as shelter, both from the host. It will take food as well as shelter, both from the host. That is the work of a parasite. There are parasites you can find in the plant kingdom as well as in the animal kingdom. Both the kingdoms have parasites. Okay. Now, you must have seen lice, right? Human beings, in the hair and all, children would have lice. There are ticks, which you can find in pets, bed bugs, old, very old beds which are not managed well will have bed bugs, termites, leeches. So they're all outside. They're all found outside, right? Now, actually, bed bugs might not fall into this category because bed bugs, they actually live on dead wood. That wood, which is the bed, is made out of a wood which is no more alive, right? So it's better to avoid dead bed bug and lice, ticks, and leeches, right? So these are ecto, living outside. And what are endo? Endo are tapeworm, hookworm. They are found in the intestinal tract of human being, So malarial parasite, the name of the malarial parasite is Plasmodium vivax. This is the name of the parasite which lives where? Which lives inside the body of a mosquito. Right? So this is the parasite here. So it takes its food as well as shelter from the mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito. Not the male, but the female Anopheles mosquito. Right? Going ahead. What is the difference between saprotroph and scavengers? Vatsala? Saprotrophs and scavengers. What's the difference?
Ma'am, scavengers, they feed on on dead animals. But saprotrophs, they feed on the decomposed matter.
Very good. Excellent. So basically this is dead organic matter, right? And okay, so that's the difference between sapro. Sapro means, dead and decayed, right? Scavengers will not have a decayed kind of a thing. It may be 1 day, 2 day old carcass. It can thrive on that. It can eat, but not like a 1 month old carcass or a 1 month old dead buffalo or a dead cow, right? So vultures will be scavengers, whereas earthworm, certain kind of fungi, they are not under animals though, but I'm just giving example, they would fall under the saprotrophic mode of nutrition. They will have a saprotrophic mode of nutrition. That's the difference between saprotrophs and scavengers, right? Okay. Next, nutrition in complex animals. So how does nutrition happen in complex animals? Who can tell me the entire digestive system? Who can tell me?
Ma'am, what we should tell? We should tell the organs or we should tell the process?
The entire process. Not missing a single thing. The entire process.
Can I try?
Yes, please do.
Ma'am, so first the first step is digestion. So that involves in taking in the food. Ingestion. That involves taking the food through the mouth and
it first enters the buccal cavity, and the tongue, we eat and we swallow the food, and then it goes into the esophagus, where the esophagus takes it to the stomach. That's where digestion starts. So in the stomach, the stomach contains hydrochloric acid, and it kills all the germs, and there is also few enzymes which digest which convert some starch into I think maltose.
Okay.
And then then it moves on to the small intestine, where it is digested and absorbed by the blood capillaries, and then it goes to the large intestine. After like assimilation is the absorption of the nutrients, and then it goes to the large intestine, where the excess water is absorbed and the undigested matter is egested from the body.
Good, very good. Well tried. Excellent. Good. So basically, you've covered almost all the 4 parts of digestion. Just that, maybe you missed on to a few organs like the pancreas, the liver, the villi, which is like, the finger-like projections. Overall, you described it pretty well. Okay, good. Let's take it one by one. Arna, describe just ingestion. Tell me what is ingestion. Tell me all the organs, all the parts, all the, all the process able to tell. Give it a try.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ingestion starts from the mouth and will chop. Like when we eat food, the saliva, the tongue helps us chew it and mix it with the saliva.
The tongue helps us to chew it?
Not chew it, like it, not chew it, but it helps us mix up the food with saliva.
It helps to lubricate the food.
Yes. And then, and then the teeth chew the food. After that, the food travels through the esophagus.
There's few more things that you're missing. In the buccal cavity, the different types of teeth that we have?
Yes. In the buccal cavity, we have incisors, canines, premolars, and molars.
Do you remember how many of them?
No, not exactly.
Who can tell me?
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have on the upper side, like in the both right and left, we have three each molars.
No, let's start with incisors.
Okay, ma'am. So, incisors, we have 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom layer.
Okay.
We have
And
canines.
And then we have 2 canines in the up and down.
So tell me the total number.
So total
4.
4 canines, okay?
And
then we have and we have premolars 8.
8
Okay.
molars.
And the molars we have
12 molars.
Sorry?
Ma'am,
we have 12 molars.
12 molars.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 12 is 28. 28 plus 8 is? Isn't it? 28 plus 8 is 36. ज़्यादा नहीं हो गया?
No, ma'am, we have 32 because 8 plus 8 is 16, then 4, 20, and 20 plus 12 is 32.
Yes, ma'am. You
Oh,
didn't
I added it wrong, right? I added 8 once more. Okay, good. So 32. Good. So 32, this would include the wisdom teeth also. Right? So this the wisdom tooth would come here. Right? So we have space for 32 teeth, but most of us have mainly, 30 to 31 teeth. The wisdom teeth comes out really late in life. Somebody would have it at 25, somebody would have it at 30, somebody would have it at 40. So there's no end at which.
of the wisdom teeth.
Sorry, what is the?
Ma'am, what are wisdom teeth?
Wisdom tooth are like molars only. They are basically molars, but they come at the end, the last portion. So there is always a gap left for the wisdom tooth. They're just plain and simple molars. Because they come, yeah, because they come at a very late age. That's why, they say, because most of the teeth are there, by the time that somebody is 10 to 12 years old. All teeth are back. This comes really late in life, maybe at 30 years, 28 years. So that's why it's named as the wisdom tooth. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, why do they remove the teeth?
They don't remove the teeth. It's just that if it's placed wrongly, or in case there is a cavity or something, only then it is removed. Or else it's not removed. Or else many times what happens is that, there's very little space here. And a wisdom tooth is like a proper molar which comes like, developing. So if it doesn't have space and it causes a lot of pain, when the wisdom tooth comes out, it causes pain because it tries to manage itself within this limited space. So the dentists say that anyways, you've got 8 molars, 10 molars anyways, why to have an extra molar for nothing? So they just extract the wisdom tooth. That's it. Okay, yeah. Next, Anna, after the teeth, then what comes after that?
We have saliva. Saliva has a digestive enzyme. It breaks down starch into smaller particles. And the food and it helps the food pass through the esophagus.
Correct. Right. Well said. Anna, why did you say that you would not be able to explain? You have explained it very well. Okay, so starting with the buccal cavity, actually digestion starts from the buccal cavity, as all of us have studied, right? So what is broken down in the buccal cavity, as Anna said, starch is broken down into, yes, starch is broken down into simple sugars. And who breaks it down? Saliva breaks it down. Yes. What is the name of the enzyme? The name of the enzyme is salivary amylase. So when you grow up, you will find all enzymes end with ASE. Amylase, lipase, protease, right? All enzymes will end with ASE. Okay? So the salivary enzyme within the salivary amylase breaks down the starch in the buccal cavity itself, right? Now soon after, so the moment you smell good food or there's food on your table, you will see that your mouth has started watering. That means the saliva started secreting, as in get ready. Now we'll just get food and then attack. That's the concept. So after that, the tongue basically rolls the food, makes a bolus, ball kind of a thing. No, after that basically it is chewed. It is cut, torn, teared, chewed, masticated, grinding into really small pieces, and then a bolus is made. What is a bolus? Bolus is basically a ball of food, food ball. Not football, but a ball made out of food, right? Which the saliva helps it to lubricate and make it a roundish kind of a structure. So what the tongue does is that it helps it to roll back till the esophagus, till here, right? Otherwise this is like a long pipe and the teeth is somewhere here. So how will the food come here? So somebody has to push it back, so the tongue pushes it back. And then it's easier for us to swallow. Why is it easier for us to swallow? Because there is something called there's a movement. What is that movement known as? Which helps the food to travel upward to downward?
Ma'am, just give 1 minute. I'm just thinking.
Hmm.
Ma'am, I remember what it is, but I don't even remember the name. It's like the wave-like movement.
Correct. So it is known as the peristalsis. It's the peristalsis movement which continues till the stomach. Right? Because of this peristalsis movement, only the food comes from our throat to our esophagus, gut, and then the stomach. Or else, the food would have got stuck here. Somebody had to push it. So what happens is that a wave-like structure happens, action happens because of the muscles, and the food is, coming here, and then it's coming here, then it's coming here.